Have you ever felt that one moment of anger can ruin an entire day? What if you could learn to pause, breathe, and respond with wisdom, no matter what life throws at you? Let's uncover the timeless teachings of the Buddha, teachings that have helped millions master their emotions and live more peacefully. As the great Buddha once wisely said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." These words are more than just a warning. They are a key to understanding the hidden cost of unchecked emotion. Have you ever wondered how different your life could feel if you truly mastered the art of remaining calm? Picture this: a world where every stressful situation becomes an opportunity to grow instead of a spark that ignites frustration. Today, we journey into the heart of ancient Buddhist wisdom to reshape how we perceive and respond to anger. Let's explore 7 powerful teachings that can break the chains of anger and lead you to inner peace. 1. The root of anger lies in ignorance. In Buddhist philosophy, anger is not simply an emotion. It is a result of misunderstanding. The Buddha taught that our anger often stems from clinging to how we think things should be and rejecting what is. We get frustrated when the world doesn't go according to our plans. But here's the truth: it rarely does. By deepening our understanding of ourselves and the nature of reality, we begin to see past these illusions. Awareness becomes our compass. When we observe our reactions without immediately judging or acting on them, we start choosing wisdom over impulse. And with that choice comes peace. This shift doesn't just dissolve anger, it builds compassion. We begin to understand others' actions through the lens of awareness, not reaction. 2. Don't let others hijack your peace. Your calm is your power. Never give it away to someone else's comment or opinion. The Buddha once said, "Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned." This insight reminds us, reacting with anger only hurts us. When others speak with negativity or judgment, pause. Their words often reflect their pain, not your value. Learn to stay centered, like a tree rooted deep in the earth, unshaken by the storm. With mindful detachment, you can walk through the world without letting others knock you off your path. 3. Self-reflection is your superpower. The mirror of mindfulness reveals what anger tries to hide. Buddhism places deep emphasis on introspection, looking within to understand our triggers. By regularly examining our emotions, we begin to notice patterns, what sets us off and why. And when we know our triggers, we can disarm them. The Buddha said, "Should a person do wrong, let one not do wrong in return." This gentle reminder urges us to pause rather than lash out. When we reflect, we create space. In that space, wisdom arises. Through this inner work, we not only diffuse anger, we build emotional strength and grow into more peaceful, compassionate beings. Self-reflection doesn't just help us recognize anger, it teaches us how to break the cycle. Each time we pause to examine our thoughts and emotions, we begin to replace impulsive reactions with intentional, thoughtful responses. This ongoing practice brings greater awareness to how we feel, think, and act. And with awareness comes balance. As we reflect more regularly, our mind naturally becomes more steady, less reactive, and more at peace, even in moments that would have once triggered anger. Just like a calm lake reflects the sky without disturbance, a calm mind mirrors life without distortion. Over time, self-reflection becomes a daily companion, helping us lead a more harmonious and emotionally balanced life. 4. Discover the strength in stillness and silence. Have you ever noticed how silence can speak louder than words? The Buddha once taught, "Silence the angry man with love. Silence the ill-natured man with kindness." This gentle wisdom reveals a powerful truth. We don't always need to respond with words. Sometimes presence and calmness speak loudest. When you feel the heat of anger rising, take a step back. Breathe. Let stillness hold you for a moment. In that pause, you reclaim control, not just over your words, but over your inner world. Silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It creates space for reflection, it prevents rash actions, and most importantly, it allows your heart to stay open when it might otherwise close. As you integrate quiet moments into your day, whether during meditation, a mindful walk, or a deep breath before responding, you start to notice something beautiful. Anger loses its grip. Your energy shifts. Your environment softens. Stillness also deepens self-awareness. It helps you listen inwardly, understand your motives, and cultivate true compassion. It teaches patience, the kind that helps you wait for the right time to speak, or perhaps not speak at all. Eventually, this inner stillness becomes a powerful foundation for your peace, especially when storms arise. 5. Use mindfulness to channel your anger. Mindfulness is one of Buddhism's most transformative tools. It doesn't suppress your anger, it helps you understand it. It turns fire into insight. The Buddha compared the wise person to a rock, saying, "Like a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, wise people falter, not amidst blame and praise." This image reminds us that through mindfulness, we too can remain grounded, regardless of what swirls around us. When anger bubbles up, don't rush to act. Instead, pause. Feel your breath. Acknowledge your anger without judgment. Notice how it lives in your body. Maybe your chest tightens, your heart races, your jaw clenches. By simply recognizing what's happening inside you, you create space between stimulus and response. And in that space lies choice. You can choose not to be consumed. You can choose calm. You can choose compassion. Practicing mindfulness regularly makes this choice easier over time. One effective method is breath awareness. Take slow, deep breaths. Feel the air enter your body and leave gently. This simple act soothes your nervous system, quiets your mind, and helps shift your attention from the anger to the present moment. Mindfulness also invites you to go deeper, to explore what lies beneath the anger. Is it fear, hurt, frustration? Understanding the roots allows true transformation. Previously, we explored how mindfulness invites us to pause, breathe, and see through anger's surface. Now, let's go even deeper, into the emotions that anger often hides. Anger is rarely the beginning. It's often the mask worn by something more vulnerable, hurt, fear, or frustration. When we look beneath the surface, we begin to uncover a real cause of our pain. And once we name it, we can heal it. This deeper understanding allows us to approach anger not with shame or denial, but with curiosity and compassion. What if, instead of fighting our anger, we gently asked it, "What are you trying to tell me?" That simple shift transforms how we relate to ourselves. One beautiful technique in Buddhism to support this process is loving kindness meditation, also known as metta. In this practice, we send warm, sincere wishes of goodwill, first to ourselves, then to others, even to those who may have triggered our anger. At first, it may feel difficult to offer kindness to someone who upset us. But over time, this practice softens our hearts. It dissolves resentment and opens the door to empathy. Through metta, we begin to replace judgment with understanding and hostility with healing. Mindfulness also plays a key role in recognizing emotional patterns. When you start observing when, why, and how you get angry, your reactions become less automatic. You begin to see the triggers before they set you off. This self-awareness gives you real power, the power to choose a new response, not out of habit, but out of intention. And here's the best part. You don't need to carve out hours in your day. Even simple, everyday activities, like walking slowly, eating without distraction, or truly listening when someone speaks, can be opportunities for mindfulness. The more you integrate these mindful moments into your routine, the more natural they become. You start living in the now, and the now is rarely a place of anger. With regular practice, your ability to handle frustration grows. You begin to feel more grounded, more at ease, more in tune with your inner world. But mindfulness does more than help you manage anger. It enriches your whole life. It deepens your relationship with yourself. It builds emotional balance. It nurtures peace from within. By channeling anger through mindfulness, it no longer controls you. It becomes a force for growth, a catalyst for transformation. Through this lens of awareness, we learn patience. We learn tolerance. We stop demanding that life be different and start embracing it as it is. This quiet acceptance helps us navigate life's messiness without being swept away. And as acceptance grows, so do gratitude and contentment. And where gratitude lives, anger fades. 6. Elevate your life with the power of gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a way of seeing, a way of living. In Buddhism, gratitude is considered a powerful antidote to anger and dissatisfaction. The Buddha once said, "Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little." This simple yet profound teaching reminds us, every day offers something to be grateful for. Even the small things matter. Gratitude shifts our focus. Instead of dwelling on what annoys us or what we lack, it redirects our attention to what brings joy and comfort. And that shift in perspective, it changes everything. A grateful mind is less likely to be angry. It sees beauty in the ordinary. It appreciates rather than complains. You can start small. Each morning or before bed, pause and name 3 things you're thankful for. It could be the warmth of your blanket, the smile of a loved one, or the sound of rain tapping softly on the window. Writing your thoughts in a gratitude journal can make this practice even more meaningful. It becomes a record of joy, a gentle reminder of life's gifts when the days feel heavy. Gratitude also opens our eyes to the kindness of others. It builds connection, empathy, and respect. And the more we recognize the good, the more good we bring into the world. Previously, we uncovered how practicing gratitude transforms how we perceive our lives, from frustration and lack to appreciation and contentment. Now, let's take that insight further and discover how gratitude reshapes our responses to the world around us, especially when anger begins to stir. When we learn to truly appreciate the good in others, something shifts within us. Instead of reacting with irritation to their flaws or mistakes, we begin to see them through a softer lens, one of compassion and understanding. This doesn't mean we ignore harmful behavior, but rather that we respond with wisdom, not judgment. Gratitude allows us to reframe even the most challenging situations. Rather than viewing difficulties as burdens, we can see them as hidden opportunities, moments to grow, reflect, and evolve. For instance, if someone offers criticism, our first instinct might be to feel offended or defensive. But with gratitude, we can pause and say, "This is a chance to learn, a chance to become better." This mindset not only reduces the emotional flare-up of anger, but opens the door to more constructive, thoughtful reactions to life's inevitable challenges. Gratitude also brings us back to the present. So often, anger comes from dissatisfaction with what is, or from unmet expectations about what should be. But when we slow down and notice the abundance of this very moment, our breath, the sky, a kind word, or the comfort of a quiet space, frustration loses its grip. This practice echoes a central principle of Buddhism: living fully in the now. Gratitude, when practiced daily, becomes more than a passing emotion. It becomes a way of life. It teaches us to see not what is missing, but what is already here, and that awareness cultivates peace. Another powerful benefit of gratitude lies in how it reshapes our inner voice. Often, anger is fueled by harsh self-talk. "I'm not good enough. They don't respect me. This always happens to me." But when we consciously shift our focus to what we're thankful for, even the small things, we begin to interrupt that negative narrative. Gratitude creates a more nurturing inner world. It enhances our emotional strength and builds resilience. Suddenly, we're no longer reacting from a place of lack. We're responding from a place of wholeness. And this ripple effect continues outward. When we express gratitude to others, acknowledging their kindness, their efforts, their presence, we nurture deeper relationships. We create a web of support, respect, and understanding. Conflicts lessen. Mutual appreciation grows. So, in moments when anger threatens to rise, pause, take a breath, and gently remind yourself of something you're grateful for. It could be your health, your morning tea, the laughter of a friend, or even your ability to pause at all. That one act of gratitude can instantly shift your emotional state, creating space for a wiser, more grounded response. Gratitude doesn't just diffuse anger, it elevates your entire life. It fosters emotional harmony, strengthens your connection with others, and builds a sturdy foundation of peace that protects you from emotional storms. It also softens the heart toward forgiveness. When we focus on the goodness in others, it becomes easier to let go of past resentment. Gratitude helps us move on, not out of weakness, but out of strength and inner clarity. Even your physical well-being benefits. Gratitude has been scientifically linked to reduced stress, lower blood pressure, and improved sleep, all of which are often disrupted by chronic anger. Previously, we explored how gratitude softens the heart, diffuses anger, and strengthens relationships. A grateful heart is not only peaceful, it is healthy. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually, gratitude nourishes us from the inside out. When we make gratitude a daily habit, it elevates our overall well-being and gently encourages those around us to do the same. Your calm presence, your ability to respond with peace instead of irritation, becomes a quiet inspiration. Others notice, and just like ripples in a pond, your attitude spreads, influencing your environment and reducing the intensity of anger in your family, your workplace, and even your community. By embodying gratitude, you become a gentle force of kindness. You become a reminder to others that peace is possible even in a chaotic world. And perhaps, just perhaps, you become the reason someone else chooses calm over conflict. 7. Trust the natural order. Let go of control. One of the core teachings in Buddhism is learning to trust the unfolding of life. The Buddha once said, "A jug fills drop by drop." A simple sentence, but filled with wisdom. It reminds us that patience, trust, and persistence matter more than force or control. So often, our anger stems from our need to control over situations, over outcomes, even over people. We get frustrated when things don't go according to our plan. We feel powerless when others don't act the way we expect. But what if we could loosen our grip just a little? What if we could trust that life has its own timing and rhythm? Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up. It means focusing on what we can change, our thoughts, our words, our actions, and releasing what we can't, how others behave, the pace of events, or the twists and turns of life. This mindset shift is powerful. It replaces frustration with acceptance, and in that acceptance, we find freedom. One deeply effective way to cultivate this trust is through meditation. When we meditate, we learn to observe our thoughts, not to control them, but to witness them. We begin to see that emotions, including anger, are like passing clouds. They come, they go. They don't define us. They don't have to rule us. Over time, meditation helps train the mind to let go of attachment and grasping. It roots us in the present, and from that place, we learn to navigate life's challenges with greater balance and ease. Trusting the natural order also means having faith in life's deeper wisdom. This is not blind belief. It's a quiet knowing that everything is interconnected, that each experience, whether joyful or difficult, is part of a larger unfolding. When things go wrong, instead of reacting with anger, we remind ourselves, this too is part of the path. This perspective helps us stay composed even when faced with setbacks. In Buddhism, this trust also ties to the law of karma, the understanding that our actions carry consequences. What we plant, we will harvest. When we realize that our current circumstances are shaped by our past actions, we begin to accept them with more equanimity, and we move forward with mindfulness, integrity, and compassion, knowing that good actions sow the seeds for a better future. Letting go also transforms our relationships. So many arguments begin because we try to control others, what they say, what they do, how they think. But when we release those expectations, we create space for something deeper, acceptance. We begin to see others as they are, not as we wish they'd be. And from that space, resentment fades, understanding grows, and harmony takes root. In the last part, we explored how trusting life's natural flow helps us let go of control and embrace peace. But there's one more piece to this wisdom, one that gently reminds us of the deeper truth of life. Everything changes. The natural order isn't static, it's constantly in motion. Life is always evolving, shifting, unfolding in new ways. And when we cling too tightly to how we think things should be, we set ourselves up for frustration and disappointment. But what if we embraced change as something natural, not threatening? What if we learn to ride the waves rather than resist the tide? When we accept change as an essential part of life, we open ourselves to adaptability and inner peace. We stop fighting what's inevitable and start flowing with it. A beautiful way to embody this wisdom is through mindfulness in everyday moments. Whether you're working, cooking, walking, or spending time with loved ones, be there, fully. No need to control the moment. Just notice it. Feel the sensations in your body. Observe your emotions as they rise and pass. Watch your thoughts like leaves floating on a stream without needing to chase or fix them. This simple, gentle awareness helps us remain steady. It softens our reactions, dissolves tension, and naturally reduces the grip of anger. It's also important to shift how we see setbacks and challenges. Rather than labeling them as obstacles, what if we viewed them as teachers? Each difficulty brings its own lesson. Each moment of struggle helps us build strength, patience, and resilience. By facing life's storms with curiosity instead of resistance, we replace anger with growth. Next time frustration starts to rise, take a deep breath. Remind yourself, this too is part of the journey. Trust that even if you don't yet understand the reason, life is unfolding in the way it needs to. That simple act of faith can bring a sense of calm and clarity. Letting go of control doesn't mean apathy. It means choosing presence over pressure, peace over panic. And in this mindset, we begin to move through life with more grace, compassion, and emotional strength. Another deeply grounding practice is reflecting on the truth of impermanence. Everything changes. Nothing lasts forever, not joy, not sorrow. And this truth, instead of frightening us, can actually set us free. When we remember that even our worst moments are temporary, we stop gripping so tightly. We relax. We allow life to breathe again. Spending time in nature can reinforce this truth beautifully. Watch how the seasons change, how trees shed their leaves without resistance, how rivers flow around obstacles instead of fighting them. Nature accepts, adapts, and continues, and it invites us to do the same. Of course, letting go is not a one-time decision, it's a lifelong journey. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it feels impossible. Be gentle with yourself through it all. Celebrate small steps. Offer yourself compassion when you stumble, because this path is not about perfection. It's about peace. By embracing the principle of trusting the natural order and releasing the need to control, you begin to shape a life that is more grounded, resilient, and free from the turmoil of anger. And when you live with this intention each day through mindfulness, compassion, and gratitude, you begin to feel more connected to yourself, to others, to the deeper rhythm of the world. If these insights have brought you clarity or comfort, please subscribe to Buddhism Seeds, like this video, and share it with someone you care about. We'd love to hear your reflections in the comments below. And remember, every moment is a new chance to return to peace. Until next time, keep walking your path with presence, wisdom, and a calm heart.